Football is always and will always be all about scoring goals. In its simplest sense, a game of football is decided by who scores the most. This is why scoring goals is the most difficult task on a football pitch, and the forwards are the highest paid players in a team. Netting even a single goal has a huge impact on the potential outcome of a match, so scoring is often the difference between winning a game or not. Hence, it is no surprise that some of the greatest players to ever play the game have managed to score multiple times in a single game. From Lionel Messi to Cristiano Ronaldo, to Pelé to Kylian Mbappe, let's take you through 10 of the greatest footballers' highest scoring games. Pelé, 8 goals. Edson Arantes do Nascimento, better known as Pelé, scored close to 1,300 goals in official and friendly tournament matches during his career. But did you know that his personal best in a single match is 8 goals? It came for his beloved Santos against Botafogo at the 1964 Campeonato Paulista, which they won 11-0. Pelé is Brazil's greatest goalscorer, with 77 goals in 92 matches for the national team, a record that stood for 50 years until Neymar recently managed to reach the tally in his 124th international game. Gerd Müller, 5 goals. Der Bomber, as he was affectionately called in Germany, was a prolific striker who never did anything fancy other than have an insatiable knack for scoring goals. In the early rounds of the 1972-73 European Cup, Müller struck 5 goals in the home game of a two-legged tie against Omonia Nicosia. The German striker's goal-scoring feats of 1972 were particularly legendary, as although Lionel Messi finally broke his record for most goals in a calendar year in 2012, the Argentine played 69 games to reach his 91 goal mark. Müller, on the other hand, required a mere 60 matches for his 85 goals. Remarkably, his record of 85 goals in 60 games, 1 Bundesliga and 1 European Championship from the year 1972, went largely unnoticed at the time as it was never mentioned in the German media. The concept of goals in a calendar year simply held no significance. Can you imagine that? Lionel Messi, 5 goals. The diminutive Argentine became the first man to score 5 times in a single Champions League match as defending champions. Barcelona crushed Bayer Leverkusen 7-1 in the round of 16. Incredibly, Messi was breaking the record he had set himself, having scored 4 times against Arsenal in the 2009-10 season to equal the likes of Marco van Basten and Simone Inzaghi in the Champions League. You should know that that's not the only time Messi has scored 5 goals in a single game, as he also did so for his beloved Argentina in a 5-0 rout of Estonia during an international friendly played in Spain in 2022. Cristiano Ronaldo, 5 goals. What's a list containing Messi without his Portuguese rival? Among his 63 career hat-tricks, Ronaldo has also scored 5 goals in one match on 2 occasions. The first was in Real Madrid's 9-1 shellacking of Granada in La Liga back in April 2015, while CR7 repeated his 5-goal heroics a few months later, with the added bonus of an assist in a 6-0 drubbing of Espanyol on September 12, 2015. Do you think there are more players who scored 5 times in a single game twice during their career? Continue watching this video to find out. Erling Haaland, 5 goals. Imagine scoring a record number of goals within 2/3 of the duration of a match, such as the incredible goal-scoring talent of Erling Haaland, who became just the 3rd player in history to score 5 goals in a single UEFA Champions League game on March 14, 2023. Manchester City defeated RB Leipzig 7-0 in the round of 16 on their way to lifting the treble in 2022-23, as their Norwegian centre-forward became the youngest and fastest man to the feat, having done so in 57 minutes. Meanwhile, it took Lionel Messi 84 minutes and Luis Adriano 82 to hit 5 in the competition, leaving Haaland with enough time to have potentially shattered the record before he was given an early rest. Haaland can certainly score many more goals in a match if given the time to, as his overall record stands at an astonishing 9 goals, which came for Norway in a 12-0 win over Honduras at the 2019 Under-20 World Cup. This formidable hat-trick of hat-tricks is the most goals ever scored by any man in a single FIFA World Cup game at any level. Alan Shearer, 5 goals. With Newcastle struggling towards the bottom of the league table, legendary manager Bobby Robson took the job to save his boyhood club, and it was local hero Alan Shearer who made his debut match a memorable day for all involved. On September 19, 1999, Shearer had bagged a hat-trick before halftime but scored 2 more in an 8-0 defeat of Sheffield Wednesday to underline his standing as the greatest goal scorer the Premier League has ever seen. 6 defeats and 1 draw from the first 7 games of the 1999 saison English top-flight season had seen the Geordies in desperate need of a change, and Shearer's iconic performance on the day set the tone for an eventual mid-table finish under Robson. Talk about inspirational. But Shearer was certainly inspired, having also scored a first-half hat-trick for England against Luxembourg only 2 weeks prior. Robert Lewandowski's 9 minutes of delight. The 7th name on our list is Lewandowski, who took just 9 minutes to score all 5 goals in Bayern Munich's 5-1 victory over Wolfsburg during the 2015-16 Bundesliga season. The Polish marksman was only substituted in at halftime when his side was behind 1-0, but by the 60th minute, they had a 4-goal advantage thanks to one man's insane finishing ability. The first one went in on the 51st minute, and the floodgates literally opened. The Wolfsburg net had been struck 5 times, and the game had already been lost by the hour mark. Lewandowski's feat left the opponents shell-shocked as much as his teammates and manager, Pep Guardiola, who was visibly stunned at what he witnessed. Nevertheless, it was sweet revenge for Bayern, who were defeated by the same side in that year's German Super Cup final. "I am very satisfied. That was incredible," Lewandowski said after the game. "I just wanted to shoot. I didn't really think what will happen afterwards." Having been 1 down, we knew that we must improve and score twice at least. But 5 goals, that's incredible. Kylian Mbappe, 5 goals. No Paris Saint-Germain player had ever found the net 5 times in a competitive match, until Kylian Mbappe broke new ground by scoring 5 goals in a 7-0 demolition of 6th-tier side Pays de Cassel in the French Cup. The World Cup winner's feat included a 12-minute hat-trick in the first half to ensure passage from the round of 32. Astonishingly, this match also came only a month after Mbappe won the 2022 World Cup Golden Boot with that stupendous hat-trick in the final against Argentina. Sergio Aguero, 5 goals. The Argentine striker is most notable for scoring the pulsating late goal that won Manchester City their first Premier League title in 2012. But Aguero also got his 5-goal special for the Citizens in October 2015. Newcastle United were the victims of Aguero's clinical instincts in the box as he netted 5 in only 20 minutes. Although he did not score until 3 minutes before halftime, Kuhn had his hat-trick just 5 minutes after the interval, then added further goals to reach the mark on 62 minutes. The Man City legend is the highest-scoring foreign player in the history of English football, so it is no surprise to see him among an exclusive list of players to have scored 5 in a Premier League match. The other names include Jermaine Defoe, Andy Cole, Dimitar Berbatov, and Shearer. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 4 goals. The charismatic Swede is capable of so many things on a football pitch, and he proved just as much by single-handedly crushing England in an international friendly match on 14 November 2012. Zlatan scored all the goals in a 4-2 win for Sweden, and rounded off the victory with a quite unbelievable overhead kick from 30 yards in the final minute. It was an everlasting souvenir for the first-ever football match played at Stockholm's Friends Arena. Nonetheless, that wondrous strike combined magnificent technique with bravery and unerring accuracy that will live long in the memories of those in attendance. It was Zlatan in all his athletic supremacy, and even the visiting fans could not help but applaud this moment of pure class.